Hey there, friends. Members, I'll wait for you guys to get in here. Um, just got a haircut. My nose is itching like crazy. Waiting on just some of our members to show up. This is a members only chat. And the reason for that is for those of you taking it upon yourself to, essentially become members of the channel, knowing full well that most of my content is available for free. This is my way of engaging with you guys and letting you know that I appreciate that, you supporting the channel. And I know that's why you're doing it, in order to support the channel, because again, we don't do much member live stuff. I intend to change that. So hopefully that's all going to improve. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing, here we go. So I know there's a lot of you guys in here right now. My main thing is I wanted you guys to know that when YouTube put out the member packages, I was leery about putting anything out there at all, because I'm always very hesitant. Hey, Chris, I'm always hesitant about looking like I'm trying to ask for money from members. I mean, I understand the economy sucks. Hopefully it's going to begin to improve a little bit. But there's a lot of people out there that are trying to find every single way they can to make money. And I attempt as best I can to make my money off of sponsorship. That way I'm not relying on members to put money in my pocket, because I feel like a lot of you are like me. I live in a home that I built. I mean, I built my house, and I paid my house off, but I worked my butt off to get there. So I think a lot of us are in the same boat, that we all work very hard for what we have. And I I probably have a lot of subscriptions of different apps and things like that that I could probably get rid of, but I'm bad about that. And if you guys are going to not only take the time, but also spend your hard-earned money to be a member to a channel that you probably already subscribe to, I don't want to say that I feel like I owe it to you, because whenever I want you guys to feel like I'm in that kind of a thing where, oh, I'm doing this because I owe you guys. I don't see it like that. I see it more as a respect thing, returning that favor. Because you guys, I mean, this is the benefit. I'll have to say that, other than you guys supporting the channel, a dedicated live stream like this for members only is really my only way to reward or thank the members who are paying money to be members to this channel. So I know that's a long way around to tell you guys that, but that is true. I mean, I feel like you have to get something. Again, most of you probably do it just to support the channel, and I appreciate that. And I strongly recommend not going any higher. Like, there's other membership packages that you can get. Don't pay for those. I think I define those pretty well in there also, that it's for people that are, maybe sponsors who want to support the channel or whatever. But if you're just looking for to support the channel or for individual content like this, this is the package, the smaller one that you can go to. So very much I don't want you to see you waste your money. I don't have any other way of saying this without saying don't pay a membership at all, because I'm grateful of that. And I mean, I've got a pretty good bit of members in the membership. And I realized that the other day. I was like, man, I haven't done anything. And hey, James, thank you, bud. And I don't expect that either. I hope you guys don't think that. I wish I could put this up there. I know there's a way to do it in my other streaming channel. James, I appreciate you kicking in with the super chat there. Appreciate that, man. I don't expect that either, though, guys. That's the other thing. I know I watch a lot of live streams, and people will sit there and ask for folks to donate money to their channel and all that. Hey, I'm not going to lie. Any support is much appreciated. But again, if we were living in a super prosperous economy where everybody was just, falling over stacks of money in their house or whatever, I would probably ask for money, just because, hey, everybody's loaded with money and it's falling out of your pockets. I know the economy has not been kind to a lot of people. Again, I'm expecting a rebound with the new president and all that. But I'm also probably going to, and you guys tell me if this is something that you'd be interested in. as you guys all know, and I know anyone would have access to this who would be a member of the Legally Armed America channel. Um, I don't usually give a very clear look inside my personal life. And for several reasons. And again, guys, I apologize for sniffing in my nose. I just got a haircut, and I swear the between the talcum powder and the hair, it's blown all in my face, and I got hair in my nose. But I may do some closer looks into my life. Like sometimes the best way I know to describe it as like an origin story, like how we got here. Sometimes we're curious about people that we follow that we're friends with online. I mean, there's people. I mean, I know a bunch of you on here, members in here right now. I mean, I've met some of you, Chris. I've met Chris several times, Chris Matthews, a lot of the firearms events out there. So, I mean, I get to know people, and sometimes it's interesting to know the origin story, like, how'd you get here? What made you start doing this or whatever? Because our lives, our personal lives, is what makes us into the person who we are. I just turned 57 a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people don't realize that I'm 57 years old. I have a 16-year-old severely autistic son, who's, by the way, he's at therapy right now. That's why it's so quiet in my house. But I don't think a lot of people realize the challenges that each person might experience in their life. Like, I say this all the time, and I don't mean this as a cliche. I feel like we all have our different crosses to bear. My challenges in my life are mine. They're not any probably worse or better than anybody else, because even though you may not have the same challenges I do, yours are ones that I don't have. My son, for instance, I mean, it's a lot of work. Again, I'm not whining here. Don't take it like that. But a lot of people, I think, don't understand. I was on a live stream the other day, and somebody asked me if I knew of somebody in the YouTube industry, and I had never heard of them. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. The reason why I'd never heard of them is because I don't spend all my time online. If I'm not live streaming like I am now, or putting together a video, recording the video, editing the video, I'm researching the video. If you guys watch, which obviously you do, my videos, you know that a little bit of work goes into it. I do a ton of research. So my time usually spent online on my phone, it's usually not watching other people online. And I don't mean that as a form of disrespect. It's not that I don't think there's other good content creators out there. It's that I know as soon as I get done with my premiere of my live stream with you guys watching the video, I need to start preparing for tomorrow's video. One thing that I have found that is a slight workaround to try to combat YouTube's weird little algorithm fight where they don't like my channel, so they suppress it a little bit, is if you put out a video daily, that almost pushes you not to the front of the line, but it takes you away from the back of the line. So their algorithm, whether they like me or not, their algorithm still recognizes me being a person who's going to put out routine material. So that's kind of like my way of fooling their attempt to suppress my channel. So with that being said, I feel the need, it's necessary to continue to put out that information every single day. Well, I don't like putting out janky videos. There's a lot of good, and I say janky, I don't mean this disparaging to other people. I have a certain level of interest that I like to include in my videos because hopefully you guys are sharing the videos, and that's helpful to me. If you feel like you're sharing relevant information and useful information to other people, that's good for me and it's good for you guys. Hopefully you get friends and family involved in the channel as well. Well, if I just read off of a piece of paper what happened today and I put out a 3-minute video, it's not making much of an impression. Anybody can, let's be honest, anybody can do that. I do pride myself on being more of an op-ed channel. I may cover news topics, but I'm not a news channel. And again, that's not to disparage the news channels. You guys may or may not know, but Jared with Guns and Gadgets is a very close friend of mine. Jared is a news channel and he's really good at it. Like Jared, not saying he doesn't do the research that I do, but which I mean, he obviously doesn't because he's putting out so much content. Sometimes 2 videos a day Jared puts out. You know, his is news. He gets somewhat breaking news, and he puts it out there and he's very quick about it. Like he may get a topic that gets sent to him and in 30 minutes he's putting his video out. There's no way I could do that. I can't do that. I mean, if it's a breaking thing, like, I don't know, I hate to say this, but, and I don't want to use the wrong word because YouTube will take this video down, but if the attempts that were made against Trump back in July, well, yeah, I'll do a breaking on that and I'll do a live stream on that. I can put that out quickly. But if it's like one of the videos that I put out daily, I can't do that in 30 minutes. I mean, I usually research my videos for a couple of hours, 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours through the night. I'll lay down with my son at night and I'll read for 2 hours before I go to sleep. And then I'll wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start reading again. So a lot of research, a lot of screen grabs. You guys notice that in my videos, I like to provide a lot of screen grabs. And the reason for that is, and I've noticed it works, is when I used to just put information out there about the videos and just talk about the videos, I would get, and I would always encourage, because I will post my videos sometimes on left-leaning sites or more mainstream sites. And I would get a lot of pushback from the leftists, and they would try to debunk what I was talking about. Well, the way to combat that is you provide them with a proof ahead of time. That proof doesn't give them an argument. They can't, especially, and you'll probably notice this in a lot of my videos, I do my best to pull most of my screen grabs, videos, and content that I include in my videos that I put on screen. I try to pull that mostly from left-leaning websites, the CNNs, the MSNBCs, the CBSs, 60 Minutes. You're going to see that later tonight. I pull it from those sites because those people who would try to discredit what I'm putting out, I can tell them I'm pulling this from your people. Like, you guys, this is your people that I'm pulling this support information from. So they can't talk about it. So I don't see that much anymore. Usually any of the negative feedback that I get from the far-leaning wackos is like name calling, like, you're a bunch of racists or something stupid like that. They can never point to anything that's incorrect in my videos because it's not. Because over the years, I've put more and more and more support documentation out there to where there's nothing they can say. So that's what's fun for me. I enjoy putting out videos that are, I feel like, useful and helpful. And I don't want to say tell a story because I'm not trying to tell a story, but as I stated, comparing to Jared's channel, Jared with Guns and Gadgets is strictly a news channel. And I look at mine as being more of and I'm certainly not comparing myself. So guys, please don't take this the wrong way. But I look at mine as, I have Fox News on in the background over here. Not my favorite channel, but I have them on because I'm waiting to hear about the Kash Patel. Looks like a full Senate vote is going to be maybe 2 o'clock my time, so in about 3.5 hours. But anyway, I look at channels like Fox News. Okay, you've got mostly during the day, you've got news channels. Depending on who the host is, it really doesn't matter. It's relatively news. News comes out, they talk about it, they put it out. This happened today, this happened yesterday. They may give a quick, slant of what they think about it, but they're essentially delivering the news. And then you get in the evening, it's more, especially when Tucker Carlson was here on Fox News, it's more of an op-ed type thing. And that's what I fancy myself as being more like a Tucker would be. He's not delivering news. By the time Tucker's show used to come on Fox News, you had heard the news 6 or 7 times over, the same topic covered. What he's doing is he's doing a deep dive. He's digging. And I like that. I enjoy the investigative stuff, digging into stuff and trying to find stuff, especially whenever you stumble across something that you're a little bit of a head scratcher and you're like, man, this doesn't make sense. I need to look more into this. So again, not news. And I like that. It's fun for me. I would get bored if all I did was news related videos. That's just not something that's interesting to me. I'll probably do more information, show you guys more of a behind the scenes look at what I do to take care of my son. Because, like I was saying earlier about all of us having our own cross to bear, I don't think people realize, I wake up in the morning, I wake up extra early anyway to do a lot of my research before my son gets up. My wife goes to work very early in the morning. So, all of the preparation for my son, whether he's going to therapy or school, is done, early in the morning. So I get up early so that I can get ready. I do a lot of my research and all that in the morning. And then I wake him up and I have to get him ready. And when I say get him ready, I think a lot of people think of a 16-year-old autistic boy as somebody that you tell him what to do, lay his clothes out and all that. That's not the way it works. My son is severely autistic. I wake him up in the morning. I literally help him take his pajamas off. Luckily he is potty trained. Thank God for that. Because a lot of parents who are in the same boat as us do not have a child who's potty trained. And oof, what a, what an extra step that is. I mean, imagine if you have to, I think we get used to helping a 2 and a 3-year-old go to the bathroom. What if you had to take that same child to the restroom all their life? Like my son is 16. So a lot of these things we grow out of when our kids grow out of them, like helping them dress. Well, we don't. We don't grow out of those things. After my son used the bathroom, um, I'd literally put his t-shirt over his head because if I don't, he doesn't know front from back on his t-shirt. His school uniform buttons up. I have to button it because if not, he knows how to do buttons, but he doesn't understand the concept of lining the buttons up to the right hole. So he'll put it in, button this button to this hole. So he's he's far enough along where he understands that he has to put the shirt on. But whenever I've asked him to put his shirt on, come let daddy button it, sometimes he can't even put it on right, and he'll have the whole shirt around his neck. So I dress him. It's faster. It's faster if I just do it myself rather than undoing what he might have gotten wrong and then redoing it. Um, I mean, he can put his pants on, he can button and zip his pants, but he doesn't understand how to tuck them in. So I have to tuck his shirt in. I have to put his belt on because he doesn't understand all the belt loops. And then he'll put his belt on too tight. So I have to loosen his belt up. I have to put his socks on because the way socks are made, they have the heel, indention. He doesn't understand that. For some reason, he'll put the heel exactly opposite of where it goes, facing up. Imagine how uncomfortable that would be if he were to be wearing socks with a bunched up portion on top of it where the foot actually bends. He's got a bunched up amount of cloth up there. So, unfortunately, I have to do that too. He can't tie shoes, so I have to tie them as well. Actually, a quick side note on my son's with his socks and shoes. Um, we've been doing this for 16 years. He's probably cognitively the same way after 16 years as he was when he was 2 and 3 years old. So, I mean, he's not matured any cognitively. Probably 4, maybe 5 years old. He came home one day, and when I went to bathe him that night, he took his socks and his shoes off, and I noticed a big blister on his foot and to the front of his foot. And I couldn't think of what the problem was. I was like, why does he? And it's like it was an ugly blister, and you could tell the foot had been worn. Man, I scratched my head for the life of me. I couldn't think of it. I went and grabbed his shoes to see if there was something on his shoe. And when I looked inside, the left shoe had a sock balled up in the front of it. The night before, when he had taken his socks and shoes off, apparently he had balled the sock up of the left shoe and pushed it all up into the front of the left shoe. And when I put his shoe on that day, his feet didn't fit. So he had balled his feet up so that they would fit in the shoe as I tried to put his shoe on. That child went all day long walking in a shoe that had a sock balled up in the front of it. And that's how he had the bad blister. He doesn't know to say something's not right with this shoe. He just puts it on and he deals with it. He's got a high threshold of pain also. So it's little things like that at that point we realized, I mean, before that we probably thought maybe he would tell us. Then we realized he will not tell us that. So if he's experiencing discomfort, he's usually not going to say, he's not going to protest or say anything about it. So it's little things like that that we work on with him. And that's why I tell people that, you don't understand in some ways what we deal with. Now, on the flip side, That's not a pity party thing for me because guess what? I don't have to deal with. My son's 16. I don't have to worry about my son drinking and driving. I don't have to worry about him wrecking a car. I don't have to worry about fentanyl around my son because he'll never be around that kind of stuff. I don't have to worry about my son getting hooked on drugs. I don't have to worry about my son getting a girl pregnant when she's 15, 16, 17 years old. There's a lot of things I don't have to deal with and I'll never have to deal with because of what the condition of my son is. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody has their own cross to bear. My challenges are no worse or better than anybody else's. And believe me, there's plenty of challenges that you guys deal with your own children or in your own lives that I'll never have to deal with. And I'm happy about that. I mean, it's one of those things where I've always been a glass half full kind of guy. I don't have pity parties about myself. I don't sit here and mope around, woe is me. I mean, I look at things, that's a challenge. Is it going to negatively affect me? Yes. Okay. Figure out how to work around it. Now it's a part of my life. Let's move on. No sense in dwelling about it because I love my son. My son makes me laugh. He makes me smile every single day. I don't ever regret having my son. So if it's not something that you want to dwell on being a negative, then you figure out how to manage it in your life and you manage it. It's not even something that I worry about now. It's like me tying my own shoes now. Instead of me putting one pair of shoes on in the morning, I put two. One's on me, one's on my son. We're used to it now. It's not a big deal. I bathe my son every night. He cannot bathe himself. If he were to draw a bathtub of water, he would let it overflow. He doesn't understand the concept of that. He would get in the bathtub. I mean, he knows how to undress himself, but he wouldn't bathe himself properly. So little things like that are just the stuff that we deal with. Again, I know those of you out there have way bigger challenges, and I'm still looking at all this. Senator McConnell, I can't stand the guy, won't seek reelection in 2026. I don't think he'll be alive in 2026. He's liable to fall on his head one of these days and just end his own life at that. It looks like there's a White House briefing at 1 p.m. Eastern time today. So that's probably going to be right before the Kash Patel vote. The Senate has sent this to vote on Patel. I just went away. Let me see if I can pull that back up. I think they said 1 o'clock. Senate votes to end debate on Patel. Okay. So they're voting to end the debate on Patel's nomination. So I don't see yet when they're voting on him, but I know it's supposed to be, let's see now, vote to advance Patel confirmation. Okay, so they're debating on the Patel confirmation to advance the vote. So, okay, that'll happen later on today, I believe. So should be interesting seeing what they do there. Again, back to these videos, I'm going to do my best to, I'll probably do a live stream outside once our temperatures get a little bit nicer. I love to barbecue. I will grill probably, if the weather's decent, 70-ish on up, I will probably grill 2-3 times a week, especially on the weekends, sometimes twice on weekends. Love to grill. But the temperatures matter because I grill on one of those ceramic, kind of like a green egg. I grill on a ceramic grill. Best food, best cook. The thoroughness of it and all that. And there's secrets to getting your temperatures right and all that kind of stuff. And I've been grilling with a ceramic grill for years. This is my third one. What'll happen is, some of the hinges will start to rust out. The grills themselves stay intact, but the hinges and whatnot, some of the metal parts on them will rust out. So rather than just buying the new pieces, because sometimes the holes will waller out in the ceramic and it's hard to get them to hold back firm, I'll just get a new grill. So again, third grill probably in 20 years. That's not too bad. But anyway, I'll probably do some stuff like that. Just some random videos, mainly to show you guys that I appreciate the fact that you guys are members here. Again, I see a lot of you in the room right now, and I certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope I'm not wasting too much of your time, especially doing this, excuse me, in the middle of the day. I actually have a lunch appointment in 22 minutes with a customer. So I'll be heading out here shortly to go meet them. But I noticed again the other day, I was just kind of going through a lot of my stuff on YouTube and realized that there's a lot of members out there. And hopefully this is my way of returning the favor to throw some thanks to you guys and share with you the fact that I do appreciate that you guys are members. And don't ever feel obligated to be a member. Certainly, if your family ever gets to a point where the support that you're giving me through membership, if that becomes a hindrance to your family, you will never offend me by not being a member. Don't ever think that. And I'm not trying to chase you guys away. Again, I'm very appreciative of the membership, but don't ever feel obligated. I don't look at anyone any differently. I do look at you guys as being sacrificing that little bit to help me out. And for that, I appreciate that. But I would never think any less of you if you weren't a member, I guess is the best way I can put that. It's amazing to me watching these people talk about Kash Patel. I just real quick, and I don't want to get off. I mean, I'll use my main channel uploads for the politics stuff, but it it amazes me how these politicians, I feel like they are slow walking the Kash Patel confirmation for FBI director on purpose because of what he might find. You know, Department of Justice is one thing. The FBI, I feel like covered up a lot of stuff. I feel like the FBI was integral in the January 6th, whatever you want to call it. I don't call it insurrection because it was not an insurrection, but I truly feel like the FBI was directly involved in that. I would like to see Tulsi Gabbard do a little bit more investigation into that because I do feel like there were intelligence people that were also involved in that. But I know the FBI was. The FBI has come out and even admitted that they had informants in the crowd, is what they're calling it. I do believe they had more than informants, but they had dozens and dozens of people disguised as MAGA people in the crowd at the January 6th protests. So I know that there's more that has to come out. They're not telling us everything, and I believe Kash Patel will put all that information out, all that news out. There's other things Kash Patel said that he's going to put out. What else did he say the other day that he's going to put out? I know January 6th for sure, but it was the Epstein list, the Epstein client list, and information about that. Kash Patel said he was planning to put that out. Now, whether or not that actually happens, sometimes they say these things not knowing what the full ramifications will be. They go in there once they get elected or confirmed and they find out, oh, crap, I can't put this out. And then they decide not to, or they get politically motivated, if you know what I mean, to not put those things out. So whether or not he actually does it is another thing, but he has said that he was going to put that Epstein client list out along with any other information about that. I'm going to say the same thing that I've said multiple times, and I've often wondered if Ghislaine Maxwell, his woman, his groomer friend, if she's going to prison for what she helped do, and Epstein hung himself for what he helped to do also, it wasn't just those two who abused these underage people and abused people, period. What about the people who did it? How come, like, literally nothing? Epstein and Maxwell were the only two people that anything happened to. Are we just going to let everybody else off the hook who partook in that stuff? I don't think that's right. I will be waiting with bated breath to see what Kash Patel does with that Epstein client list. I think something has to come about on that, or else the American people will always think they've been lied to constantly about this, because something should come out. And again, I apologize for scratching my nose so much. I just got a haircut, and I feel like that girl just dumped hair all over. It's all in my nose, in my ear, down my shirt. Probably have some you can probably see on my shirt. But again, guys, my main point for this video was showing that I'm grateful for what you guys do to try to help the channel out, for supporting the channel. I see a lot of you guys. I recognize a lot of the names in here for being in our live chats whenever we premiere videos. I do appreciate that. And it's just a big deal to me that you guys are constantly a part of this. And that means a lot to me. And I hope you all, certainly know that. I hope you realize that I'm humbled by you guys following me, sharing the videos, and telling family members and folks like that about this, because it's so important to me that we get the word out. I feel like what I'm doing is important, if you will. I don't feel special or better than anybody else. I just feel like I have an ability to put information out, so I intend to. And unfortunately, I think the most of us have all but abandoned any kind of mainstream media. Like I said, I've got Fox News on just to see the ticker at the bottom for any breaking news on Cash Patel, but I don't watch it anymore. I rarely turn my television on anymore. Just not. I mean, if I do, it's to watch stuff on YouTube. I know a lot of you guys, because you'll comment about it. You're watching your stuff on YouTube, or excuse me, on TV. Your YouTube stuff on TV. So I know a lot of us do that. We just have no confidence in the mainstream or the state-run media anymore. It's all bought and paid for. They all have an agenda. They all have a reason to try to get us to think a certain way. The AI stuff makes it even worse, because then they're listening to your conversations and everything else that you have out there. So um, I know that what we do on YouTube and Rumble, because I do put my videos up on Rumble. Sometimes Rumble's a little glitchy. So if you guys follow me on Rumble, you don't see the videos there soon enough. It's because it's glitchy. I uploaded 10 videos the other day. None of them went up. Like, I just went into routine and bam, 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 bam. Uploaded about 10 or 11 at the same time. I checked the next day and none of them were there. So uh, Rumble can be a little glitchy. I'm not anti-Rumble. I still intend to put all my content on Rumble, but you're going to notice it not always come out as timely as YouTube. But I still feel like independent people like myself, like Jared for Guns and Gadgets, I feel like we are better sources of information. And look, I'll be honest with you. I know Jared gets the same. I get it too. There are different independent sources out there that work for different organizations, including senators, staffers, and congressmen staffers, who send us stuff. Like, they realize that we are equally important as these folks at the news media. I'll get text messages saying, check your email. I just sent you something that you might want to take a look at, and Jared gets the same. So people are starting to recognize that our content is where a lot of people who have lost confidence in the mainstream media are going to get their content now. So again, for that, I appreciate you guys recognizing that and always supporting my channel. Again, see a lot of you in there: Mike Yu, Chris Matthews, Johnny Three Bar. Let's see, Gerald Powell. Let me get through here. Ron. Let's see. And I can only see your name if you're in the live chat. Like, I see a lot of you in here over here, where it's telling me who all's, in the chat, or that people are in the chat, but I don't see your name unless you're live chatting. So if I don't call your name, that's why. I don't know you're in here unless you're in the chat. So guys, I appreciate everything. I'm going to get out of here because, again, I do have that lunch appointment in 13 minutes. Very much appreciate you guys. Again, a lot of what you do is very important to me. Comment section, love the comment section. I appreciate you guys being in the chats on the premieres and the live streams, but also appreciate the comment section too, because that does tickle that algorithm a little bit. Guys, I think most of you know this, but liking the channel, sharing the videos, commenting, and of course, subscribing, all those things help to subvert the suppression by YouTube as far as the algorithm goes. There's only so much suppression that they can do to squash videos that we put out, because when you do those other things, it's a workaround for what they're purposely doing. The algorithm kind of ignores them whenever you guys do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the videos. So that's why we always say that, because it is a way for us to gain a little bit on what they're purposely trying to do to keep our videos quiet. So that's why we always stress that. Guys, I appreciate it. I will see you guys later on tonight. By the way, I didn't get a full long form video out yesterday. I'll check real quick while I have you guys. This is breaking. My video that I uploaded that should have been seen yesterday had 2 copyright hits on it. And let me see if they have resolved any of those. Suitability. Well, it's demonetized, but it looks like I won my 2. Yeah, I think I won both of my appeals. I had 2 hits on copyright. One was on music, It's a music service that I buy, literally pay for a monthly subscription for royalty-free music, so I can use it on this channel without getting hit with a copyright. The maker of the music, even though they've sold it to this service that I bought it from, still hit me with a copyright. So it was that, and then I used a clip from 60 Minutes. And 60 Minutes, because of the Fair Use Act, I can use a clip from 60 Minutes and not get dinged with a copyright strike. They still complained about it and made YouTube hit me with a copyright. So I had two. That's the first time I've ever had two on the same video. So I didn't upload the video, or I didn't play the video last night because of that, because of the two strikes. I'm waiting on them to resolve them. It looks like I won my appeal on both of them, although the video, for whatever reason, still appears to be demonetized. So what? That just means that I'm going to play it now. So look for the video, I don't know, between 4 and 5 o'clock Central Time today. Hey, thanks, Mike. I appreciate you, buddy. Look for the video. It's an interesting video. It's got some good information in it regarding a lot of the corruption that we've been talking about here lately. But anyway, look for that. We will have a long form video out tonight, 4 or 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, roughly somewhere in that time frame. I'll set that to premiere here in a little while. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in with me. Look for more of these members only chats that we're going to have. And, I'm open to suggestions if you guys want me to cover certain topics in videos. Obviously, I'm not doing just Second Amendment related stuff, but I'm still including the Second Amendment related stuff when there's relevant information out there regarding the Second Amendment. So just trying to cover a lot of the different things that's possible, because if it's just Second Amendment related, they squash the channel even more and nobody sees anything. Like I don't get out of the basement. So that's why I'm hitting on so many other topics. Plus, it's relevant to all of us, I believe. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.